So hi guys, my name is Electro Zombie, and today I want to showcase you my cast on grid character, level 49. Actually, it's in the standard league, but it's nonetheless pretty viable for hardcore too. So we'll just start off with the skill tree, I think. So as written in the guide, you can either start as a shadow or a witch. However, the ideal start is shadow, because the first point from shadow gives you damage, whereas the witch just gets a little bit extra ES and mana regen, but you don't actually need the mana regen, so perfect start is shadow. You start picking up the elemental damage node, hand over here to trickery, gives you critical strike chance and damage. Going down here through the mana nodes, which are really important because the 5 mana gained on kill is really good and refills your pool a lot. Go over to coordination, more attack speed. Over to the projectile damage and speed nodes towards quickness, which isn't that important but gives you 4% increased movement speed. So you pick up all the crit nodes here, up to cold-hearted calculation, and pick up those nodes here for more ES recharge, resists, pretty good nodes. That's why you kind of like have the same, those are the same nodes, so you pick them up both. As you see, you can pick up more ES on a lot of points, so if you're feeling good with damage, you can increase your ES pool. You go here over, because we need some accuracy rating and critical strike chance, but that's just the starting area. We'll go over to the witch now. This is kind of like the shortest path for the LowLife version, because you need to have arcane vision, which I didn't have when I was playing it with CI. So you have to have this point, otherwise you won't see anything on the screen at all. Here you pick up the crit multiplier nodes, which are late game and optional to pick them up, just increase your damage a lot. Pick up those increased ES nodes down here and to here, because these are really good nodes for your ES shield. Within the latest levels I also picked up the spell critical strike points here for more damage, because this build really focuses on damage. Of course, because we play LowLife, we pick up Pain Attunement, give us increased spell damage when on LowLife. Here I also picked up the spell critical strike nodes to have the spells doing more damage. And also these nodes are not too bad. It's like 10% increased ES, because you don't need the life, and you have 5%, and it gives you strength, because we need strength. Alright, we have to get Ghost Reaver in order to have the life leech lead to our energy shield. Yeah, and I forgot here something really important. Those nodes are perfect to pick up, even while leveling, but when you're done with leveling and switch to CI or LowLife, you have picked them up already and fill in this jewel socket with energy from within. I got a pretty nice corrupt on it, that I'm immune to silence, so I can always, there can't be any curse that I can't do damage to the mobs. And it also increases your energy shield by 12%. So this is like the best part when playing this whole spec on energy shield base. You can easily access elemental equilibrium over here by also having these great ES increased nodes. So if you would play the whole thing life base, this is kind of like a large way up to elemental equilibrium. Alright, then you go down here over to Harrier, gives you increased movement, cast and attack speed, perfect point for this build. Pick up those critical strike nodes here. Of course you need Valpact. So our life leech, which applies to energy shield, is instant, and we don't have any life regen because we don't need it. So it's a must-have, I think. If you play with the life leech gem, every character has to have Valpact. So I'm not that sure on. I think I will probably respec out of those nodes and put them somewhere in damage or something, but they kind of like they worked out already. So you get more projectile speed and projectile damage, so we just shoot projectiles. That's a good point. We get the mana nodes here and strength, but they are actually not needed for the build, so that's why I was thinking about respeccing, because you get like 3 more points. The strength I can easily get from there, but I mean, you can of course play it this way. This is the way it works, like till level 95, 94. Yeah, and the last point is attack speed accuracy rating, which is important, and dexterity. So, and the right side of the tree, most important nodes here are the projectile piercing chance. So you have to go over here to pick it up. Actually, it's better to also pick up those, but you would need 1 extra skill point for that. So you would have 40% of projectile pierce chance, which is really, really important, because if you shoot on the front of a mob group, also the mobs behind them will get damaged by your projectiles. Then I also picked up this point here because it gives you 40% increased defense from equipped shield, and my shield has 407 ES. 473 ES, sorry. And yeah, so it gives you like 40% of it again as energy shield. So a pretty good point. Yeah, I think we are. No, I forgot something up there. Okay. And yeah, also these points are really perfect for this build because it gives you increased fire and cold damage, and since we play with Arctic Breath and Fireball, it increases both damage. Here a little bit more fire damage, and this is the best point also for this build. Like 25% increased cold and fire damage, and also 30% increased critical strike chance. The best point. Alright, so you can see it's pretty optimized, since it's not, you don't have to walk like over to the Templar area or somewhere. It's just all right there. Okay, now let's come to the gear. Oh no, let's just do the auras before. So I'll turn on all auras. So I got my clarity, it's just level 10 on life. Also on life it's discipline. There we go. So we have 90 life remaining, which means we can also level up our clarity even more, but you can also turn it off. It's just like to go really on low life. You don't need the regen. As you see here, it goes up. I mean, if you kill, you get 5 mana on kill and all that kind of stuff. You also have your flask, which like you can push 5 times. So your mana won't ever run out. Alright, then I turned on the Herald of Thunder for more damage, the Herald of Ice 2 for more damage, and Arctic Armor for more defense. Alright, so this is the basic setup you run maps with. As you can see, we have 6065 ES, which is kind of like an okay pool. 8k would be better. Like the CI version had 8k. I mean, it's better to have more, but if you play this build on Standard League, 6000 ES is a lot. You can probably just die to a big physical hit with extra damage by a one shot. Yeah, but this works out pretty good. Alright, so the gear. This is the wand, which was self-found by me. It's an okay wand. It can be better, but for the purpose of this build, it's really good. I mean, together we got 60% spell damage, 20% increased cold damage, which is also good for the Arctic Breath. nearly 100 increased critical strike chance for spells, which I found out to be very important at this point when just tuning the build into more damage. And the most important mod on this wand is the 38% increased critical strike chance max roll. So you can see we have 12.42% crit chance with this wand, which is really good. So it's really a good wand, I think. For the helmet, we actually don't have any choice. We have to get Rat's Nest. I think, yeah, it should be perfect for attack speed and crit chance. Variety doesn't matter that much, but you can see it's really the perfect helmet. Gives us some evasion because we don't have armor, and it means 640 evasion is kind of okay. It also gives us the crit chance, the attack speed, variety, increased movement speed, and reduces our character size, but this doesn't matter at all. For the amulet, here we got the Eye of Cthulhu, which is also the only option when playing with ES on low life or CI, because stuns can really kill that build. However, now we can't get stunned, and so you can tank everything. However, I got it on my second character I leveled with the corruption of 6% attack speed, which is also pretty good. However, here I need the stats for strength, because Life Leech requires a lot of strength, and Blood Magic too. Yeah, there are also, see, also the Flame Totem. Not the Flame Totem is okay, but the others need a lot of strength in order to gain one more skill point. I put this one here. Alright, and the shield. I would recommend to get also a pure ES shield with like at least what you need a lot of ES on it, because it's like the main source of your ES, it's the shield. This one gets some other mods which aren't really that needed. You don't need the mana regen. The all resists and the cold resists are nice, but could even be higher. However, it should have the spell critical strike chance. Just to show you, I linked my Fireball and my Arctic Breath up down here. They have critical strike chance of the spells that are casted is 45. So we have the power charges. You can easily increase your power charges. I'm just playing with 3, I think, because I've got a skill point in Merciless. But here you can see 55% of each spell to crit with a 380% crit multiplier. So here, just for the purpose of showing you the increased damage, I'm just switching up the shields, and you can see you got 5% more crit chance for the spells, which is really good if you want to. Actually, the goal is to have like a capped spell crit chance and a capped crit chance for the kinetic blast. So, and as you can see, the damage of Fireball is 7,200 with the spell crit shield, and without it it's 300 DPS less. So I mean, an increase of 300 DPS with just having one mod on a shield is really good. Also, as you can see, my life is 6,000. When switching to shield, it's just 4,700, and this is really too low for hardcore. Even though it already has like 170 ES. So that's why I've not yet bought another shield, because it can be really expensive. But the ES can also be much higher. Alright, for the rings, I got 2 crit diamond rings, and you have to have a lot of resists on them, because you will be wearing many uniques, as I will show you in a minute. So they are just for the purpose of also variety, if you want to play with variety and get a lot of resist. And the best thing about this build is, which also makes it really expensive, is you can craft increased ES on your rings. So on both rings I got increased ES. They're kind of like the same. This one has accuracy rating and some mana, also resist. But however, as you can see, the cost of crafting this on a ring is 1 Exalt, and the chances, the rolls are from 5 to 20% maximum increased energy shield, so you can do this a lot of times to get a high ES roll on them, but it's really expensive. I think those both rolls took me like 10 Exalts to roll, and then after that I thought I'd just stop because it's kind of like a waste. So you can be pretty lucky and get a high roll within 1 Exalt. However, just also with 5% it's okay, you get 5% increased ES versus 1 Exalt. So okay, so for the armor, there's not much to say when playing on LowLife. Actually, you could play with Solaris Lorica, but you would lose a lot of ES, and that's actually not worth it. Then you can just play the CI version. So the only choice here we have is Chevron's Wrapping, 6 links I will explain in a minute. Not much to say about that armor. Gives you also nice lightning resist, reflect some damage, but we just need the chaos damage doesn't bypass our energy shield. For gloves we get the next unique item, Maligaro's Virtuosity, probably the best gloves when it comes to the all-round package, like increased attack speed, increased crit chance, a good increased crit multiplier, and it can also be corrupted to have curse on hit like elemental weakness. With them cursed on hit would be even more insane, but they don't have to be corrupted and they're pretty cheap at the moment in the leagues and the new leagues. Here, so as you can see, many uniques on that item, and we still have 6k ES. So for the belt, it has also the purpose of giving us some extra ES and a lot of resists. Code isn't that good here, though that's why I'm having Purity of Ice I sometimes turn on when playing elemental weakness maps. But however, this can be improved also with the boots. The boots are not, they are, I mean I still have them, so they are suited with them. They give me extra mana, ES, triple resist and 30 movement speed. So they can be better, of course. You can get a lot of more ES on the variety and some stuff like that. But however, you have to have at least those boots. Alright, so then we come to the links. And I'm just doing back my usual key setup, that I can show you how I play it. Yeah. Alright, let's start with the wand. We got our Optic Armor level 20 linked in it. And as you can see, the wand can also have +2 of level of code gems, which would be good to have Optic Armor level 22. But I think I tested it out and you just have an increase in the fire damage taken when hit, so it's like 1% more. So the mod is not really worth to get it on the wand, which would make a wand like that even more expensive, I think. And then we got Trap linked to Valsborg. Actually I used to run this in a 4-link, but I don't, since I'm playing LowLife. You need extra slots for your auras you put on your life, and that's why it's just linked to Trap. Nevertheless, it still does 4500 damage with 50 projectiles. So that's actually, I mean, you can feel it when you play it. It does a lot of damage to single targets. In our helmet we got Assassin's Mark linked to Curse and Hit and both Heralds in order to gain power charges. However, you could also put on Warlord's Mark to gain endurance charges and put like Nova Spark Trap with Immortal Call, cast when damage taken setup, and maybe remove less duration from the warp to get a 3-link there. So there are also possibilities in order to, if you play hardcore and are afraid of physical damage, you have like you can survive one big hit with that. However, I have to say that for some map mods I'm switching up here because it's good to have a green socket. When I'm playing Temp Chains map, I put on haste and turn off both heralds, so you do a little bit less damage but have more movement speed, so this is pretty good for Temp Chains maps. And also, since I don't have capped cold resists on this spec, here you can see I'm missing like 20 or 30 or something. I put on the purity of fire, the purity of ice somewhere, there it is, when playing elemental weakness maps. So, however, the combination of elemental weakness and temp chains, I would have to switch something, but this combination is not like it's that often. Okay, so this is up there. Here we still have the lightning warp, faster casting, less duration setup. Actually, nowadays I enjoy flame dash a lot, but the cooldown really sucks on it, and so just for safety, I mean, you have a lot of cast speed, your lightning warp is good. The main links is our attack, kinetic blast, where it is. There we have it, kinetic blast, 20 quality. That's really important because it increases the area of effect radius and it creates explosions on the way it's flying, as you can see. And those are the increased area already. So you see, when monsters are here, they can either be hit by the projectile itself or by the explosion, so you have like a double chance of cast on crit your connected spells. So we got kinetic blast linked to greater multiple projectiles, which also has 20 quality, which I think is really important because it increases our attack speed by 10%. That's really good. No skill point. Can achieve this like with just getting quality on it. Of course, cast on crit, maxed quantity. I don't want to corrupt that because last time I corrupt a 2020 quality cast on crit, I got a level 19 no quality cast on crit out of it, so I will leave it like that. Yeah, so those are the links. Then the basic links, I mean, and then our cast on crit is connected with Fireball, which I corrupted in order to get it level 21, but I got 20 and 5% quality remaining. Life Leech with quality is really important because it increases the life leech rate per second. And Arctic Breath, also level 20, so I've showed you the damage before. This is our basic attack. On the boots we have the Clarity, level 10. You can also level it up, but I just leave it like that because I'm happy with the regen of my mana and also have the Flask. And it would lower our remaining life, so yeah, you can level it up till you have 1 life point remaining. It has no really important. Of course, link to blood magic, that is reserved our life. I put a Enlighten level 2 in here because I think I just wanted to level it, and the discipline, which is really important for giving us a lot of free ES. The last links are the clothes, which is my flame totem linked with Culling Strike item rarity. It deals 11,677 damage, which is also a good, I think it's really good for just being linked to this increased damage node. So you can also put up here added lightning or something. Yeah, and our ice golem, which I sometimes tend to not cast at all, but it increases our main basic critical strike chance by some percent. So as you can see, with the golem we got 81.72 crit chance. This is like the basic setup. Here, and also the crit chance for spells I've mentioned before are 56. The multiplier is also insane, like almost 400. So yeah, the flasks are basically, I think, for this spec, this or the idle combination of Flask, I have 2 Quicksilvers, which I'm running like basically all the time, which is removes bleeding, because bleeding without regen can really drop your ES low, but the Flask instantly recharge because they have this Desurgence mod on them, so you permanently have immunity to freeze. Freeze is most important because CI and LowLife characters tend to be frozen a lot, because freeze is somehow calculated on life and you really feel it when playing CI. So this is the most important Flask. This for me also because I like to have a speed flask that removes bleeding. You can also put a dual movement speed flask there, which is also a good option. Then I also have the granite flask. Actually, it's just like a flask you run from time to time. As you can see, my armor then is 3000, like the flask giving me, and at least it's 23% of armor in strange situations. Also have a Rubby Flask, which removes burning and gives me extra resists, because when playing a minus resists map and you are meeting reflect mob there, you can use this flask to not gain that much fire damage, because also my fire damage is higher than the cold damage of Arctic Breath. I decided to let it be a Rubby Flask. And also for bosses like Crematorium boss or something, they deal a lot of fire damage, or Igna Phoenix in a strange mod map, I would say. So it's better to have a Rubby Flask. Also I think a Topaz Flask isn't really needed. And for the first flask is our Surgeon's Divine Mana Flask of Grounding, which gives us also shock immunity, and you will use it from time to time. I mean, it's like when I open a box. Before I open a box, you put up the totems, throw the trap there, put in all flasks, open the box and walk out of it. It's pretty safe actually, because we cannot get stunned. You cannot get stunned, you cannot be frozen, so there is nothing. And yeah, of course, you can't have any curse, so you always can cast spells. Like an annoying curse is the silence curse, where you can't cast spells. However, that's the purpose of this flask, to always remove any curse, and here I got the corruption with immune to silence, so any curse can stop us at the box. Alright guys, I think those were the most important aspects of this build. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy the build.